Hello everyone. Good evening. I'm Malik Kumar Meena, and basically I will be talking about agriculture e-commerce in India, with the major focus on the agri input segment. Basically, how does this segment is changing, and what is the current status? What are the organizations and challenges and opportunities in this sector? Uh, so let's start with the basic introduction of the e-commerce in general, and like what is the status of status of e-commerce in India. So e-commerce means for basic stands for purchase. I mean, basically buying and selling anything which you are buying over the internet. That is called e-commerce. So in the e-commerce, E means electronic, and commerce means any trading or transactions which is happening over the internet. I mean, basically, post-COVID, the e-commerce segment in India has been grown a lot. It has been grown exponentially. So if you look at the current data, basically, so it is expected to reach approximately 111 billion by the 2024 and 200 billion by the 2026. So within the next few years, India is going to be the second largest e-commerce market in India, surpassing the USA post China. So basically, in the recent year, I mean, as I said, so India has gained a lot of the new people who are purchasing from the e-commerce, and the population is expected to increase with the more, I mean, with the more availability of the internet and the lower cost of a data. People are purchasing more and more of the things from the online. So, recently, the gross merchandise value of the e-commerce has been reached approximately $60 billion dollar, which has been increased 22% from the last year, which is a very huge increase, and it is still it is continue to increase. So, GMV, gross merchandise value, it stands from the total value of the products and goods sold on any e-commerce platform. So basically, if you are buying a phone of 50,000 rupees, you are adding 50,000 rupees into the GMV of that particular website. Let us look at the basic data on the e-commerce segment. The data has been derived from the India Brand Equity Foundation, and it is about the whole e-commerce in such. So basically, in the 2022, the total transaction were around 74, and it is expected to reach. It is continue to increase up to the 350 billion dollar by 2030. The major segment in which the these transactions, I mean, basically e-commerce transactions happening, and the major categories which are contributing into the e-commerce is the consumer electronics, apparels, food and beverage, jewelry, and others. For agriculture, it is still very less. It is the total share of the agriculture input in total e-commerce is very less. Other key trends is basically like about the opportunities in the e-commerce. So in the like 2019, that was around the COVID era, the COVID time, basically the total share of online retail compared to the total retail market in India was around 4.7%, which is expected to increase to be 10% by the next year. And it is majorly driven by the more number of the smartphone users, the reducing cost of the data, and more and more number of people are actually coming from the rural areas. So in the last few year, and in the last few years, the number of people, I mean, basically the number of new users which are being added from the rural area in the smartphone, and the number of internet users have been more in the rural area than the urban segment. There have been some government initiatives also. So one of them is the government e-marketplace. It is a government initiative, and it is used by the government organization to purchase directly from the seller without going through their traditional flow of the putting up the tender, collecting the quotations and all. So it really increases the efficiency, and it increases the transparency also. Another is the national retail policy. There have been amendment basically to promote the e-commerce, and to promote the e-commerce in terms of basically bringing more transparency. There are some changes in the policies, and to train people to provide more employment into the e-commerce. Now let's talk about the agriculture. Basically, this was basic intro to the major e-commerce. Now let's the topic for the talk today is the agriculture e-commerce. In terms of agriculture e-commerce, I'm talking more about the from the input side, basically where you can from where the agriculture inputs are available, and the major player into the agriculture inputs segment are the Amazon and Flipkart, which are the total altogether provide all sort of e-commerce item, but still in terms of a total value, which is total transaction, I think Amazon is still it stands at a number one. There are other many companies basically which are providing agricultural specific they are agriculture specific e-commerce companies, and they have been started recently from like 2011 to 14, and they have been doing very good. So the major player in this segment is a Big Heart. It is a Bangalore based company. There is a Agro Star. There is a Gramit, which is a recent company who have started into the agriculture e-commerce. There is a AgriBagri, which is a Rajkot-based company for the from where you can buy the agricultural input. There is a Behtar Zindagi, which is based out of a Gurgaon, and their major customer segment have been the northern India toward the UP and UP, Bihar, and the Rajasthan, Haryana. And there is another company which is a Tools Villa. Other than them, these are the major players, major well-known players into the agriculture input e-commerce. There are other companies like Ugao.com, and many others are AgriDot is there, Green Dot is there. There is a Kisan e-store. There are many other companies which are a reliable supplier for the purchase of the agriculture inputs. I mean, basically, as you can see, there has been so much of increase into the purchase of agriculture input on the over the internet from the online that Amazon has launched a specific store for the agriculture products, and the store name is a Kisan store Amazon. So you can access it by just searching on the agriculture Kisan or agriculture Kisan store, and it will take you the page of Kisan store where you will find all the agriculture equipments and all the categories of the products. So basically, like there is a seeds, pesticide, herbicide, fertilizer, micro fertilizer. There is a growth regulator, seeds of this. I mean, seeds of all the companies, and small and large farm equipment, right from like garden tools to the bigger products. You can buy from the Amazon. From the Amazon Kisani store, and the page is dynamic. It will keep on. I mean, basically, it will keep on changing as soon as the new products are added. The products which are doing good, the products which have a better rating in any category. So all these things are dynamic, and you can access it at a real time, like which products are currently have the season and where I mean how they are selling and what is their ratings and all. We will take a case study of basically two companies which are mainly into the agriculture e-commerce. I have selected the like one is the Big Heart and another is the Gramit. So Big Heart is a company basically which is they have their phone app also, and they are providing all sort of agriculture equipments and inputs in the on their website. So currently they are serving approximately 17 million farmers, approximately 1.7 crore farmers they have served so far. They have more than 400 brands listed on their website, and I mean they have approximately 20 plus categories. Their service, I mean, you can purchase it from anywhere country, across the major villages and major towns you can purchase. So they are serving currently approximately 16,000 pin codes. And as you can see, their growth have been a very enormous. They have grown approximately 700% year and increase. So basically, their turnover is increasing approximately sevenfold every year. They are providing a very personalized services. So I will talk about it in next slide. So these you can see basically these are the categories they are serving. So in the seeds you can purchase seeds of all the crops, either it is horticulture, field crops, forage, and all sort of pesticides are also available. There are tools and equipments are also available. So basically you can if you want to like buy small equipment, you can purchase it directly. There is a bigger equipment, they will generate a lead for you, so that the nearby supplier can contact you and can provide you those inputs, basically whatever the agriculture input you need. And you can also purchase the also have a small fertilizer. In terms when we talk about the fertilizers, basically the major fertilizers which are available on e-commerce are the micro fertilizers, and which are less in the size or less in the weight. So like not, I mean, basically you can exclude the urea and DAP. And other than that, all of the major fertilizers you can purchase on the e-commerce. So this is so basically like this is their growth overview. So you can see basically you can see that they have I mean within a year their increased order size has been increased by approximately 2.5 times. and this is the data till the mid of the last financial year. So like they have received approximately actually around more than 5 lakh orders last financial year from their app and website and through the calls. There's another company which is into the segment is the Gramic. So Gramic, it is a recent. I mean, this is a company which has started recently, and they are providing the agriculture inputs and other services on their application and on their website. So their gross merchandise value, it has been grown approximately like from 3.5 crore to 200 crore duration of within the duration of 3 years. They have approximately more than 3.5 lakh app downloads, and there is a significant. I mean, uh, they have approximately 3,000 plus type of products available on their website. Their model is such that basically they will purchase directly. I mean, you can buy it directly, and they will purchase from the vendor, and they will supply it to the customer. They also have their micro fulfillment centers, basically where they purchase in the bulk, and they keep the inventory at a different warehouses at a different places. So basically, if you are getting the order from a Lucknow, somewhere from the Lucknow, so probably they will fulfill the order from the Lucknow, so that the transit time which take basically from the vendor place to the customer premise, that time is reduced, and the supply of the product is relatively fast. So this is the basic search. This is the one of the screenshot that is from the Amazon backend and Amazon seller panel. So the data is a quarterly, and the data I have taken is from the last quarter of the current financial year. And basically here you can see like these are the search terms which the people are searching on the Amazon, and there is a volume. How many of people are searching their quantity, and what is the cumulative search has been happened for that particular keyword. So as you can see, basically like garden tools, approximately within a quarter, more than 1.5 like 1.15 like people have been searched for the only with this word garden tools word. So total number is very huge. Total number is going to be very huge, but like uh, you can have multiple search terms. I mean, basically you can search any product by with a different name. So like if you want to buy mango picker, you can buy search for the mango plucker, mango harvester, mango picker with the pole, mango picker with the net, metal mango picker, plastic mango picker. So it is just giving the data of a one particular exact phrase people have been used to search on their website. The basic purpose of this slide is to show that what is the volume actually these websites are getting, and what is the how many people are currently searching for those items. So as you can see, like the volume about the from the agriculture input sector, the grass cutting machine had a highest volume, that is approximately 2.17 lakh people have been searched for the grass cutting machine on Amazon on a single website. I am talking about there is a more than 1.5 lakh people have been searched for the garden tools. And there is a like garden toolkits, agriculture tools for farming, fruit harvesting devices, and other products for which people are searching and purchasing from the Amazon and other websites. So there is a, like different platforms. I mean, different factors why there have been so significant increase into the agriculture e-commerce in the recent times. And when I talk recent time, it is basically majorly after the last 4 years, especially after the COVID, there have been a significant increase into the purchase of products from the Amazon and other e-commerce companies. So one of the reason is the basically digitalization and the connectivity. So now Amazon and other platforms were easily accessible to the urban people earlier also before the COVID also. But after that, actually, there have been a significant increase into the like number of a cell phone user in the India, and that actually that it has been enhanced by the cheaper cost of a data. So since the Reliance Jio has launched the Jio company, the data cost have been come down significantly, and now people have more. Basically with the free data per month or per day, with the limit, people are spending time on e-commerce companies to search for the products which are relevant to their farming. The other product is basic. The thing is the convenience and the accessibility. So people who are based out at a remote area, though they don't need to go to nearby town or district place to purchase that product. and they can purchase buy it on a cash on delivery, or they can make the payment by the UPI, which is UPI, which has been recently again post COVID. The use of a UPI has been a phenomenal to make the payment. So you don't need to have a bank. I mean, basically, you don't need to do it through the online bank transfer, NEFT, IMPS, but UPI, it comes handy to everyone, and it's really easy to use. The major reason why this there is an increase in the e-commerce is basically the product diversity. So let us say if you are based out of any place, let us say Anantapur in the Andhra Pradesh, probably to your nearest retailer might have a they will have a limited portfolio. So if you want to buy a brush cutter, probably you can see three to four type of a brush cutter with the different companies, or probably the same companies. The sprayers, the variety in the sprayer is also going to be limited. Like someone will have the power sprayer, or someone will just, I mean, this Taiwan sprayer, or someplace you can just buy the battery sprayers, or probably battery sprayer of maybe one or two companies only. But the agriculture market, I mean, the number of companies which are operating and providing the same product, maybe at a different quality, at a different price lower, are much more than the what is the stock one dealer can keep. So this e-commerce platform provide a lot of diversity for any product. So like if you want to buy a hand weeder, probably you will find 10 to 12 people who are selling the hand weeder at a different price, at a different quality, different specification, like different blade size, and at a different price range. Customer have a more flexibility to choose from the e-commerce platform than they buy from the directly from a retailer. The other reason is that basically in terms of offline, you need to you depend I mean, everything depends upon the dealer or the retailer, what is the price they are telling, and you can negotiate the even though there is I mean, you can negotiate the prices, but the prices are not transparent. So probably one product which is available in one shop at a 500 rupees, from the next shop you may get it at a 450 rupees. So the online e-commerce reduces that time which is required to find a perfect product at a perfect price, at very less compared to the traditional retail which is happening in any segment. One of the another major reason, especially for this agriculture equipment sector, is that the product feedback and the reviews. So when, I mean, basically in case of any brand or any quality or any variant, some products are doing good, some products are not doing good. So but you can check the reviews on the Amazon or other website, like how this product is going, what is the feedback of other people, and should I buy it or not buy it, or whether it is going to use in my soil type, or in my I mean, basically in my the climate where I'm growing the crops is not it will work or not. That information that information about the actual product review is, you won't get it from the dealer, because again his intention is to sell the product. The challenges which is faced by the agriculture e-commerce recently is actually the delivery services. So, delivery services, there have been a significant increase in terms of the number of pin codes they are serving, the time it takes to deliver the product, but still there is a significant scope for the improvement, especially when it comes to the remote area. The delivery services are still not available, because the delivery services will deliver if it make finance. I mean, if it is financially sustainable for them to provide a services to any particular village or location. So in many of the cases, they will ask customer to come and collect the parcel from the nearby hub. Another reason is the trust. Trust. I mean, basically, when we purchase a product, we can see by touch and feel. We get a sense of a quality, that what is the material, whether it is a mild steel, stainless steel, and how strong the material, how strong the product is or not. In case of e-commerce, you need to rely on the images and the information which has been put forward for you by the seller. So sometimes there will be people put the misinformation to get the more sales. That case is not there in the offline, because you can actually see the product and you know the quality, like how strong the product is going to be. There is a significant with the increase in the e-commerce, there is a significant increase in the fraud. So if you will ignore the third-party commerce companies like Amazon, Flipkart, etc., which are selling which are not selling, I mean, basically which they are not selling directly, but which they are who are purchasing from the vendor and selling it to farmers, the companies which are acting as aggregator, except that there is a significant increase in the fraud on the online e-commerce. So I've seen that people have purchased the item sometime and they have made the payment, but they will not get the they won't get the product, or they will get a fake product from the company, and there is no way to resolve the complaint. So in case of if there is any aggregator, they take the responsibility from the customer side also, that if the product is not delivered good, I will whether we will take it refund, or we will take the return and all again. The one major issue is that from the farmer's point of view is the language. So most of the content which is available on the e-commerce is in the English language. By default, you will find it on the English language. Some of the companies are using the Google Translation services to provide to translate the content from English to other regional language. Like from English, it can be translated to Hindu, Telugu, and other languages. Sometimes the translation is not correct, so that provides inaccurate people to the inaccurate image to the farmers when he's purchasing the product. And the last point is actually it is applicable in the case of high value crops, high value products. So high value products are basically like there is a Taiwanese sprayer, or if you are buying an expensive brush cutter or expensive rotavator or a power tiller, they require a significant amount of a post sale service once you purchase the product. So for e-commerce, it is still okay for the product where post sale service is not required, because if you will buy it, I mean when you purchase it from the online, and if there is no service center by the company in a nearby places, then it become a headache for farmer to get it repaired. So when you purchase it offline, the dealers take the responsibility to provide the spare parts and to provide the sales and service also. So these are, I mean, basically some of the major reliable supplier I have listed out for the when it comes to the agriculture equipment and other like seeds, pesticide, and fertilizers. So Amazon Kisan Store is the major player. Another is the Flipkart. Big Heart is another company which is based out of Bangalore, and from their application and the website you can purchase a lot of products. Agribagri is there. There is a Tools Villa, Gramik, Behtar Zindagi is doing very good in the northern part, and their content is also available in the Hindi language. So for the people who are from the Hindi speaking or Hindi speaking area, industry buying have a very different categories for the agriculture equipments. AgroStar is another company basically which have different models. So they purchase the material from the vendor, and they keep it in the warehouse at a different location in the different states. They are very much popular in the Maharashtra and in the Gujarat also, and in the other northern region. So their delivery service is very fast because they have their own fulfillment service that don't rely on the third party companies like Delivery Blue Dart, as they are keeping the material from their own warehouse. Kisan Isto is there, Ugao, and so like Hector.in, from where you can purchase the agricultural products. So as I mentioned, basically like the one of the major reason which prohibit, I mean basically which restrict or the reason why many number of people are still hesitated to purchase from the websites is the fraud. So there is a lot of frauds happening in terms of basically purchase of a product online, and that is majorly driven by the Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook and Instagram. So basically, a lot of people will run the advertisement for agriculture products, or for any other products other than the agriculture, like maybe cloth or electronic item. They will run a very nice video, and from the video you can go to the website and you buy the product, either cash on delivery or by making the payment online, and then either you will get a fake product, or what product you will get is actually not as what you have seen in the advertisement. So there are some basically there are some basic information by which you can actually identify like whether there is some probability you can identify whether the product you will get is going to be good or not, or whether it is going to be as per the description or not. So the thing is that basically it is preferred to purchase product directly from the major e-commerce players, either it is like Amazon or Agribagri or Big Art, or any other companies which are having which are I mean basically which are selling the products of multiple vendors. And the thing is, otherwise you can directly buy it from their official brand store. So basically, like for us, it's the hector.in. You can purchase it from the like Sarpex, their own website. From the major for the major brands, you can purchase it directly from their brand store. The other detail is basically when you're purchasing the product, it's good that like, if the company is actually like you are not aware of it or you have never heard of it, or basically it is not a major e-commerce company. All the websites ideally have the contact detail of the contact us, from where you can identify you can check whether the details are mentioned or not. And more, it is very important to have a phone number basically to reach directly, and to check whether the phone number is working or not. So in the companies where, I mean, basically which are doing unethical business, usually the phone number they will have is the phone number which is going either wrong or it's not working. They don't have a service on. I mean, basically they won't have any incoming service. So if that is the case, if there is a case that basically the e-commerce company phone number is mentioned, but if there is no incoming or the people are not responding, it's better to avoid those websites. The other thing is is that it's better to check for the website quality. So usually the companies which are not genuine, their website they keep on changing the website frequently with the different domain names, and the information they will not be updating complete all the information they will not be updating. So basically they will have some of the information from the template itself. So it's better to check for when you're purchasing. I mean, other than the product, it's better to go around and check for the different web pages, that how is the website quality in general. What is the content? Is there any grammar errors, or whether the other additional details are mentioned or not. So basically, like websites should have ideally like their general terms and condition. What is their shipping policy, refund policy? What is their payment policy? If there is and what is their grievance mechanism in case of if there is uh, any dispute between the buyer and seller. And the other option is basically in case if you do not know the supplier, the other option is actually you check the source. So like if you are seeing the advertisement on the Facebook for any of the products related to e-commerce, agriculture, or any other thing, you can check the Facebook page or Instagram page, and you can find the reviews and like when the Facebook page was created. So if there is a Facebook page which is created recently, the information is available there, then probably it's going to be fraud, or it's not going to be it may be fraud. Or you can check the reviews on the products, I mean basically on the website, what is the reviews people have given, or reviews they have mentioned in the comments that they have not received the product, or the product is duplicate, and etc. That's all from my side. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Malik Meena, for the detailed presentation. Now I'll take up some questions. Okay. So the first question is, how is e-commerce currently being utilized to connect farmers with business with buyers in the agriculture sector?
How the
I'll just repeat. How is e-commerce currently being utilized to connect farmers with buyers in the agriculture sector? And before you answer this question, you can stop sharing the screen and you can on your video.
So, I mean, basically, when it comes to the buyers, there are companies like Big Heart. They themselves have the service. There is a Big Heart, there is a Market Mirchi, and there is a Dihat and other companies where farmers can actually put their. I mean, basically, whatever the produce they are making, they can actually put the details there about their crops they are growing and what is the quantity and the quality they have. That actually e-commerce is majorly used from the seller side to sell the product then to the buyer, because the trust is still there uh, for the farmers about the payment and all when it comes to the buyer side. But there are companies, there are, I mean, basically reliable websites from where you can actually connect with the trader or the customers to sell your agriculture inputs. So big heart they big heart itself they have these options for basically selling your products, but still it is still not much in the use compared to the selling products. Market Mirchi is another which is a free platform where you can put your requirement and the relevant buyer can, I mean, basically relevant customer can reach out to you.
Okay. And what specific advantages does e-commerce bring to farmers in terms of market access and product sales?
Product sales in means in terms of.
What specific advantages does e-commerce bring to farmers in terms of market access and product sales?
So the e-commerce is actually bringing major advantage instead of a selling. I mean, as I said, selling produce instead of purchase of the agriculture products. The reason being is that I mean, when a seller is listing a product, he is actually there is a one. I mean, there is a less number of vendor and more number of customers. In this, e-commerce works better in that scenario when where the number of people who are selling the product are less compared to the number of people who are buying. So because they can maintain their they can maintain the. I mean, basically they can maintain the quality of the content they are putting uh, content putting on their website, and they can manage the services which is required, logistics and other thing. There is still a lot of things to do in agriculture e-commerce, where the number of people who are selling are more and the number of customer who are buying are less. So when it comes to the selling of the agriculture produce, the people who are going to buy are actually going to be the traders, and who are anyway very much against it, very much not much favorable of the reducing their traditional method of doing business. So the advantage is actually coming. I mean, basically for the farmer points of view, the advantage actually majorly comes from having access to the agriculture inputs. The For the seller side, there is still it is still not much being used. There have been a significant number of companies who are trying, but eventually they themselves have become. I mean, basically when it comes to the replacing a middleman, eventually those companies they themselves become the middleman, and they are not able to compete with the traditional value chain, and there have been not so much of success when it comes for farmers to selling the product online, their produce online, compared to the opposite side.
Okay.
I
And
think it will take still a lot of years. For the same purpose, the government has started this national mandi and all, but still it's coming from the traditional segment only.
okay. And can you provide examples of successful e-commerce platforms that have positively impacted agricultural trade?
That have positively impacted agricultural trade. I think example is the market. Mirchi is the one which has been it has been a way. I think it has been promoted by the government, and it has been used also by the people. Even though the website quality have been not so good, but I mean a lot of people are using it as far as the information I have. So the website is marketmirchi.com.
Okay. And next question is, how does e-commerce contribute to reducing middleman and improving profit margins for farmers? You could listen to the question.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
the question that basically for reducing how can the e-commerce contribute in increasing the profit margin of the farmers.
Yeah.
I think the way, I mean, it is contributing more in the currently in and in actually is basically to provide, I mean, to provide the options for the farmers to have the I mean, majorly in the input when it comes to the purchase. As I said earlier, in terms of selling there, so in when I mean basically the model, there have been a lot of companies which have been involved, which have started those companies that uh, connecting farmers directly to the traders or directly to the consumers, directly to the consumers. There have been a significant number of companies which they have started, but there is actually nothing much which is happening. Eventually those companies they themselves have become one of the middlemen. So it is actually very difficult, and probably it is actually significantly difficult to remove the middleman in agriculture value chain, upstream value chain, when it comes basically how can actually farmer sell it directly to the consumer or to the big player. So probably for the next maybe next few years also it is going to be the same way. There have been the people who have tried for this, but there is actually like nothing much has been happened. I mean, none of those companies have been like profitable or have been able to bring more significant amount of traction on ground. This they have, even though they have raised the fundings, and but again the funding might have been dried up, but still it has been failed. Only few companies have been successful. One of them is like Dehat, which is based out of Bihar, and they are operating. I think they have expanded in the Rajasthan, in the Uttar Pradesh, and they have both omni-channel model where actually they are. I mean, basically, they have their own stores where they are acting as a middleman, but by for providing agriculture input to the farmers also, and for purchasing of the produce and selling it to the consumers. But they are very their segment is very particular. They have been focused on the their major focus have been on the certain crops and majorly on the organic produce. They are actually purchasing at a better rate than the what you can buy from the better rate at which you can sell at in the mandis, and for connecting directly to the consumers. So I mean, basically, for the farmers' point of view, when it comes to the selling agriculture produce uh, to consumer or to the trader via online method, so far it has been not much successful. There have been a limited success and a very limited companies, and that is in the patches. Dehat is one of the like example which is a successful, but it have been restricted majorly in the certain regions of the Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, and currently they are expanding in Rajasthan.
Okay. Question is, what challenges do farmers commonly face when engaging with e-commerce platforms, and how can these challenges be addressed?
Okay, so one of the major challenges, I mean, basically for the farmer's point of view, and especially, I mean, basically the one of the major challenges is the language actually, language, because like our company, I'm working with the Sickle Innovation. We are agriculture equipment manufacturing company, and we are selling our product on on different websites. The issue we get from farmers is that basically all the content which is available, it's available in an English language. The website have been not developed into the different languages. So either in case of some companies, you can there is a translation is available, but people normally rely on the images to purchase the produce, to purchase any of the input, and the images some I mean basically as they there is a restriction when it comes to reading the complete details of the product, and especially the technical specification and everything. uh, Sometimes they end up buying a wrong product. That is the one issue. Other issue is that basically the logistics, it's not proper. So the services, I mean, for any of the e-commerce company, any of the logistics company, for them it makes sense if there is a large number of people purchasing from any village, so they will not go to deliver a single product in a village by traveling 15 kilometer or 20 kilometer or maybe 5 kilometer, because the delivery person, the money delivery person gets for delivering any product is very less. They get normally like 3 rupees, 5 rupees per delivery. and their petrol expenditure are going to be more. So logistics is still a big problem in the area which are like much beyond the panchayat level. And it, like there are villages which comes under certain panchayat, the delivery services is still not good. They need to probably they need to come to nearest up to collect it, or they need to give some other address to collect it. Or if there is going to be delivery, then deliveries are going to delay. So normally the logistics company, what they will do, if there is a any order from any village, they won't deliver it instantly on the same day or next day. They will wait 4 or 5 days, and if there are like going to be 6 or 7 order from a one particular pin code or one particular village, they are going to deliver the product. But in terms of agriculture, when it comes especially for the seeds and the pesticide, I mean, even a delay of a single day can cost farmers a lot, because the season is limited. The number of days you can sow the seed, it again depends upon the monsoon and everything. So the agriculture ecom, I mean, then due to the logistics issue, the delivery services are still not reliable. As long as until, I mean, if the farmers are keeping the margin of few days, then it makes sense for them. Otherwise, they will prefer to go to they. I mean, they will prefer that they will go to shop and buy it directly, because there can be a major loss due to delay in delivery. And that is the another challenges farmers are facing. And the third challenge is going to be basically it is still okay. I mean, when it comes to the pesticide, insecticide and pesticide. Even though government has amended the insecticide law to allow e-commerce companies to sell the pesticide, but again, farmers still rely upon the dealer or retailer to know which pesticide to apply and how much quantity to apply. That in case of e-commerce companies, and especially the major e-commerce companies like Amazon and all, that information they don't have, and probably they might end up buying the wrong pesticide. But their advantage is that when it comes to the other agriculture focused input companies, so basically like there is a agri or maybe big heart is there. They can provide a better crop advisory than the dealers can provide, because they have the professional in the office. So like if you will call big heart that I am growing a chili in half acre in this particular area, and I am having these symptoms in my chili. So which pesticide to apply? They can recommend you the product which is relevant for your region and for your crop and during that particular season. So this thing is basically both advantage and disadvantage. It is a disadvantage when it comes to the major e-commerce, because they don't have any advisory services due to the number of large volume they are handling. But agriculture e-commerce companies, they have the people in the field or in the office to provide you the recommendation for those products. So these are the major challenges.
Okay. Are there government initiatives or policies in place to support and promote e-commerce adoption in agriculture?
I mean, the policies which have been recently, I mean, earlier it was actually not allowed to sell the pesticide on e-commerce platforms. I mean, basically, pesticides were not allowed. Now they have amended the law to promote. I mean, basically, they are allowing the sale of a pesticide also on the e-commerce companies. So this is one of the changes which happened recently when it from the input side in the government amendment. From the seller side, actually, there is already the government e-marketplace, which actually majorly beneficial for the seller, because they can directly reach out to the government for selling of their product directly by the government organization for the small ticket size. So normally all the government organizations, they have some fund and they can buy directly from the seller. Otherwise, the other process is relatively longer. So basically, they need to float a tender in a newspaper. They will collect the quotation and they will select the L1, and again, it takes a really long. But again, this eventually, when the government is purchasing the product, normally there are a lot of time these departments are purchasing for distributing it to the farmers at a subsidized rate. So eventually, it helps farmer through the gem. Basically, the time which taken by government organization for completing a transaction is reduced. When it comes to the
Okay.
subsidy, I mean the subsidy part, there is actually so far nothing have been happened in it. So like how you can actually avail the subsidy when it comes to purchase from online, that thing is still not there. which is there in case of offline sales.
Okay. And how can small scale farmers effectively leverage e-commerce tools and platforms for their produce?
As I said, for the produce, still there is a long way to go. Still there is actually nothing much is I mean, basically there have been things have been tried, but still, when it comes to selling the produce, there have been not much success in this segment in agriculture e-commerce. The companies which are there in this, they are actually working. I mean, basically, they are working on a small particular area. So basically, like there is a safe harvest is the one which procures the product which is pesticide free. You can, I mean, basically, it is somewhere between the organic and normal cropping. So basically, they purchase the product which is a pesticide free, even though you can apply the fertilizer. But again, their catchment area is it is limited. They will be working only on the certain area. So basically, when I mean, basically, if you want to sell the produce, probably you need to check within those particular areas like which companies are working. So in the north, like in the Himachal region, there are companies which are working for the procurement of a guava or a specific fruit and providing it to the daily market, supplying it to the daily market or major capital cities nearby. But all the companies they have when it comes to selling the agriculture input, there is no limitation on the area they are covering. But when it comes to the purchasing of the product, the companies are there, but they are in patches and they are like limited by the geography. Probably, I think that thing needs to be checked for that particular your region that what companies are working.
Okay. A couple of more questions. How do
Yes.
weather conditions and logistical challenges impact the efficiency of e-commerce in agriculture transactions?
Weather conditions affect actually. I mean, basically, normally when it comes to the day, when it comes to the delivery service, it impacts same way it impacts the traditional business. So in case of there is any like any of the weather challenges, I mean weather issue, neither farmer is going to. I mean basically they are going to go and collect the product from the traditional channel. Same way the delivery companies are also. It won't be possible for them to deliver. So I mean basically due to the weather, the challenge is nothing specific to agri-commerce. It is common as a traditional business only. So like when basically when we are selling the product and when it comes to the delivery, if in case of a cyclone or in case of any of the like heavy rainfall, the deliveries are going to be delayed. All the companies will stop the services in those regions for the as long for the some number of days, as long as the conditions are not improved. But as long as the conditions are improved, everything is back. Everything becomes back to regular. So the impact is actually not significant due to the weather.
Okay. And in your opinion, what are the future trends or future trends or innovations we can expect in the realm of e-commerce in agriculture?
See the major reason why does actually agriculture e-commerce have been successful is that basically in not agriculture e-commerce and any e-commerce in general is that there are thousands of products are available in the market from where the person can from where the people can buy and can choose. But if you will go to any, I mean basically if you will go to any of the retail store, you have a limited options to available, and probably those options might not be perfectly suitable for you. Agriculture e-commerce is actually for the seller point of view, it is actually making very easy for them to promote their product, especially when it comes to the innovative product, to directly reach out to the customers. So basically, let us say if there is a farmer and he is growing cotton. Let us say he is growing pigeon pea in some region, and he want to buy a pigeon pea nipper. But if other people are not interested in the pigeon pea nipper, probably those innovation and those products are not going to reach to that customer. Agri e-commerce help you in that. So basically, you can purchase the product. I mean, basically, you are not limited by the geography, you are not limited by the decision taken by the dealer that which products to keep or which products not to keep. So every innovation which is coming into the in the agriculture, either it is in terms of seeds like new varieties, in terms of tools, new products, in terms of basically like biofertilizer and all, uh, uh, you can quickly I mean basically you can identify, you can search, and you can purchase it directly. You can purchase it directly from the company itself, by while I mean basically not relying upon the dealer to get that product to market. So for the farmers, especially for the farmers who are early adopters and they are looking for new technologies, it is very useful for them to get access to the new technologies and new products by e-commerce platform than the traditional value chain you have.
Okay. Now we have the last question. Are there specific training programs or resources available to educate farmers on using e-commerce platforms for their benefit?
Resources have been made available by the some company, especially like the I mean basically some of the organizations they have their team. I know about the Big Heart, so basically like they are running magazines also. They have the people in the ground basically to train farmers, to train farmer like how to purchase the products and all. So these resources are available, but matlab Big Heart is the one source I know from where actually you can get access and you can get the like training and everything. But other e-commerce companies, bigger e-commerce companies, I'm really not aware of them. Not aware of them. So the one of the major benefit, these companies FR is basically they do when it comes to the agriculture input specific companies, when you are purchasing the product, they will define a persona of you. So basically, like if you are based in the Anantapur in some district, you are growing chili. They can have details about you, like in chili, what are the seeds are going to be useful, what are the problems you are going to get in the future, and they will send you the notification. They will send you the customized products and services. And this is the reason actually they have the team in the field basically to educate farmers to install their app, to access their content. So probably for that thing actually, maybe Big Heart actually, you can reach out. They can train the farmers about when it's on the e-commerce, like how to purchase the product, how to identify. I mean, basically, they have other platform also. Basically, like not about the. They have other platform on the crop advisory, so you can upload the photos and they will suggest you which pest. I mean, which insect or which pest it is damaging. What is going to be useful. So if the details are required, probably I can connect you with their team, uh, who can help you in this.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Malik Meena. So now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we'd like to thank you for the detailed presentation and answering all the questions in depth. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed. Before that, can you please share your contact information for our participants?
Yeah, so I have said my mail ID and my phone number. So basically, when it comes to the purchase of the produce from the farmers, as I said, the companies are working in the patches. There is like nothing national. So if you need any information, probably I can do the research and I can connect with the relevant people
Oh, okay.
for those things.
Okay. 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 So we'll close this meeting now. Thank you for sharing the details. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you.